Let's see. Am I recording? All right, this is the coverage. I wasn't going to do one real quick. The next one, look, I'm going to be out and show you some of the area. I'm watching the coverage. Look, the National Weather guy from the National Weather Service, KIII was doing a good job. This is it here. This is blah, blah. KIII was doing a good job covering live. And I know they can't do it all day because you have all those morning shows, which I never watch, which is absolute talk shows that are just a complete total waste of time. And so you should have been brave enough and said, you know, screw the affiliates, we're going live, we'll pay the penalty. But the reason I figure I'll do this last one, this one right now, might be able to get out a little. My phone, it did give me a little problems when it got wet a minute ago. So let's see. But the National Weather guy, he's reporting, because I also have CBS News Live, which is National Weather News. And he's talking about the same thing about the storm surge, which I mentioned. And it was predicted to possibly be anywhere up to 12 feet, the storm surge. And what he says, and I think he's incorrect, but look, everybody watching these, if you evacuate, that's fine. My family did. But he's saying that the storm surge of 6 feet, he says, means that's a prediction that if you're on land, he says, where I'm standing, storm surge of 6 feet means it's 6 feet over your head. If it's 12 feet storm surge prediction, he said it means it's 12 feet over your head. I believe he's wrong. Now, don't take my word for it, those of you that are evacuated. But he gave the indication that warnings of areas that got a 6, what I believe that means is it's a 6-foot storm surge from the normal water level, okay, like I was showing you. Meaning, of course, it's still bad, but that means you're going to have either a 6 or 12-foot rise of the water coming in and so forth. But I think he got that wrong. And that would be surprising because the local media, when they're predicting the 6-foot storm surge or 12-foot, that's basically the water level coming in on these bayous and bays and all that, which indeed could, look, if it was a 12-foot storm surge where I'm at, I do believe that we would be underwater. But I don't believe that would mean I would be here under 12 feet of water. But either way, I'm not giving people advice. If the mayor said you're in that storm spot, go ahead. Either way, so it'll be, and John, are you going to get into politics? Look, I'm teaching some, I added some verses, because tonight I'll post this, and then tomorrow I'll do some more maybe. I'm doing some teaching. I wanted you to look at those verses I mentioned on the first video, but you know, it'll be a matter of time before some in the media will say, is this possibly because Trump pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord? And you say, that would be so ridiculous, John. There will be somebody in the media that will push that. And so I didn't want to do politics, but I could see that coming. And of course, whatever your view is, the most recent thing about the Paris Accord, global warming, believe me, at this stage it would have zero effect, but some will do that. The other media thing they're reporting is ISIS supposedly released a video of a young child who is now an ISIS radicalized person. They're saying this child is an American. Maybe it's so, maybe not. But then they're saying, and he has a message for Trump. Of course, it's an ISIS message. Why are they pushing that? Look, if it's true, it's bad. The narrative will be something to this effect. That this young child maybe became radicalized because of Trump. Now, all of that would be so sad, but there will be some that will carry that narrative. Some will carry the narrative. Look at how the country is so up in arms over the erratic actions of the president, his mental stability, and questions and Clapper, and That'll be a narrative. Some will float that the reason there's this young American ISIS kid who has now got a message for Trump. Sort of like we didn't see any other young American kids, if the video is correct. And so watch the narrative. But as of now, this is number 3. I'll do it short. You do get to see, look, many in the, I'm watching the world coverage, and I notice a lot of reporters want to be right where there's a lot of wind, right where there's a lot of rain. And the few that are doing it right now from Corpus on the world news, they're not getting, and you can almost see they're not getting as much as they want. And because that's how they kind of cover. Later, it's going to be a lot worse. So, right, this is 5 minutes. So, we'll just do this number 3, and you got to see, you're getting to see, look, from my house, you get to see the weather. I'm not going to go back out on the motorcycle, but I'll go back out on in the car and get some video. I might do a Padre Island one. I know it's going to be closed, but I mean you can go to right where it's closed and then walk out there to shows. But I hope to just kind of do it like you would see on the news. All right, this is number 3. God bless.